Hello, my name is Bryce, and this is my channel, Striving Intellect. And today we're going to talk about two things that most people probably dislike. Mosquitoes and biogenetic modification. So let's just get into it real quick. So this is an article from DW. A new drug makes your blood toxic to mosquitoes. A new drug that makes human blood poisonous to mosquitoes could be a vital new tool to fight malaria. The drug, called nitocinone, kills mosquitoes but is not toxic to humans, from what we know. A drug used to treat a rare inherited disease has been found to make human blood toxic to malaria carrying mosquitoes. It could provide another tool to reduce deadly insect populations. Mosquitoes are considered the deadliest animal on the planet, carrying diseases that kill more than 1 million people a year. And from my understanding, they're the deadliest by far, by magnitude, like 2 times more deadly than the second highest. Scientists have found that a drug called nitocinone, which is used to treat people with rare inherited disease called tyrosinemia, makes human blood toxic to mosquitoes. Although it doesn't prevent the transmission of malaria, the malaria parasite Plasmodium nitocinone is now being considered for further field tests as a chemical control to reduce the number of insects capable of spreading the disease. What is the mosquito killing drug? Nitocinone is used to treat hereditary tyrosinemia type 1, which is a disease where people have too much tyrosine in their blood. Lab tests found that when a mosquito bites someone who's been taking the drug, the presence of the drug prevents the insect from being able to digest the human blood meal. 24 hours later, the insect dies. The drug is toxic to mosquitoes in a way that it isn't to humans. Compared to ivermectin, another chemical that has been investigated as a mosquito vector control, this nitocinone lasts longer in the bloodstream. It is also versatile as it can be vaporized and sprayed on surfaces, meaning it can act like an insecticide. It obviously could mean a ton of people could survive or even not catch malaria from these disease-spreading insects. Obviously, there would be side effects to killing off a large population of any type of animal because they're part of the ecosystem and other animals eat them. But obviously, there's going to be massive benefits to getting rid of disease-spreading insects. So we're just going to head over to ground news real quick. What if human blood were toxic to mosquitoes? A drug can make it so. A single dose of the drug nitocinone could render a person's blood lethal to mosquitoes for 5 days, models suggest. A single dose of the drug could render the person's blood lethal to mosquitoes for 5 days. That's just the same sentence. It's absolutely an amazing thing. I'm not going to downplay the amount of individuals that could be saved per year, by the way. Because just like that first article said, mosquitoes are technically the most dangerous animal on Earth, which is wild. And I don't know if that's something everybody knows, but it's true. they estimate that mosquitoes carry or kill around 1 million people a year, comparatively to other animals that are not even necessarily in the ballpark. We're just going to go down. Yeah, so 725,000 to 1 million people per year. Comparatively to the next runner-up, obviously you don't want to be the next runner-up, but which is us, which is estimated 431,000 a year, which is obviously too much. That's horrible. But that being said, mosquito kills more than 2 times that amount. So there's obviously would be massive benefits if we were to get rid of the thing that is doing that. On the other hand, there could be negative implications to taking out a massive part of an ecosystem, which, animals do eat mosquitoes. A large amount of animals eat mosquitoes. I don't know if the benefits outweigh the cost. That's not necessarily for me to actually say. I'm not an ecologist or somebody who studies the ecosystem. But there's both positives and negatives to this. The other thing I do have to add is I don't necessarily know if there is, I would like them to do more testing on the safety. Obviously, the drug is something that's been used in something else, so it's been used before. But that being said, the way that they phrase this, making your blood toxic to mosquitoes, I don't necessarily think that using something widely is going to go without having negative consequences. I think that there would be obviously some negative consequences to using any chemical in a mass amount, right? So I actually have this pulled up. It's the National Institute for Communicable Diseases, and they have actually done a study to see what the effects of getting rid of mosquitoes would actually have on the earth. And we'll just go ahead and we'll read through a little bit of this. Sorry. So why do we need mosquitoes? If a female mosquito takes blood from someone who is infected with a certain types of virus or with a parasitic disease such as malaria, she can spread the disease to someone she bites later. Of all these mosquito species, only the female of the 40 types is truly dangerous because they can pass on disease and make people sick. So of all the mosquitoes in the world, there are very few that are really dangerous. The problem is that these few types of mosquitoes spread many dangerous diseases like malaria. I think like Zika, West Nile. There's a ton of different examples of deadly diseases that they spread. More than 200 million people, most of them in Africa, where you and I get their disease every year. If only the mosquitoes that cause malaria disappeared, more than 500,000 lives would be saved per year. That's obvious, but simple biology kind of tells you that you need both a male and a female for a species to continue, generally speaking, to continue living and surviving. So if you were to just take all of the females, for example, the ones that can spread dangerous diseases, and get rid of them, I don't think that the species of mosquitoes would survive for that long. But I'll go on. Foods for animals. Different kinds of animals, including humans, form what we call ecosystems. We all need each other in a different way to survive. And even mosquitoes are needed in ecosystems. There are billions of mosquitoes. That is a lot of insects that could be another animal's supper. Now, we do not know of any animal that only eats mosquitoes, but there's a lot of mosquitoes and they are easy to hunt. So many animals eat them. Baby mosquitoes live in water and our favorite food: mosquito fish, frogs, dragonflies, ants, spiders, geckos, and bats. And some other animals also eat mosquitoes. If all mosquitoes disappeared, many animals would have a lot less food. Imagine if all the rice in the world disappeared. Nobody only eats rice, but if rice disappeared tomorrow, a lot of people would have a lot less food. Most mosquitoes do not bite humans. They can get blood from other animals. Some types of mosquitoes don't bite at all. Male mosquitoes can also help plants breed by pollinating, giving the plants a chance to spread and grow in different places. They do not do it as well as bees, but they are definitely important for such plants such as the blunt leaf orchid. They would spread pollen. They're germinators for plants. I think that there's obvious benefits to most things in the ecosystem have some purpose. So obviously, if you were to actually get rid of, I don't know, a whole entire species of bugs, there would most likely be side effects, if not detrimental side effects to your ecosystem. And that's not necessarily something we know for a fact per se, because obviously we've never gotten rid of mosquitoes. But on the other hand, human beings have gotten rid of a lot of animals, and there have been side effects from that. So I don't think it's necessarily only a net positive to get rid of something like this. Obviously, the fact that 725,000 to 1 million deaths annually are caused by mosquitoes is a massive, massive thing. There's a reason they're labeled the most dangerous animal on Earth, ironically, because it's a bug. But that being said, I hope before we do anything drastic, like getting rid of mosquitoes completely, we absolutely do as much research as possible. I don't even necessarily know. Again, I'm not a scientist or anything like that. I don't know if I would trust people to make the right decision to actually get rid of a whole part of an ecosystem. That being said, 1 million people is a ton of people to kill a year. So that's a hard question to answer. But I just thought this was really interesting. And I hope you guys did too. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.